Okay, so as I said, this is my first round review of my league at Meadowbrook Golf Course. Um, I'm using the TaylorMade Round Pro app. As you can see here, I shot 43 this Tuesday on the front nine, plus 8 because it's par 35. I do have a 12 handicap going currently, so that netted out to a 31 minus 4. You can see there on this particular round that my driving and my putting were the strengths of my game. I do have this based off a 15 handicap for 18 holes, so basically my 9-hole handicap is 12, and which would make the 18-hole handicap 24. So moving on here, we have the first hole here. It's a shorter par 4. As you can see, it's only 290. So I've got the ability to drive it over that creek that you see there, where the LW is. But I generally, in my first hole, I like to try to hang back and just make sure I get it in play. Sometimes I'm a little looser than other times. Mainly because I get there right when the round starts and I don't have any time to warm up at all. So I get off at work at 5 and the round starts at 5:30. So I get here, I get out, I pull a 6-iron on this hole because I generally will hit that down the middle on this hole. But I ended up hitting it way off the toe and kind of just dropped it in that line of trees there. Pulled out a 7-iron, punched it up to the end of the fairway, and it rolled into the rough just a hair in between the fairway and the creek. Stopped in a divot, so I hit the lob wedge because I was only that far away, that 58 yards, and I just kind of chopped at it, and it shot across and skipped across the green and landed off the side hole high. So I hit from that lob wedge spot, or that spot with the lob wedge, and like I said, it was hole high, and then was down in the rough beside the green, chopped it out of there, rolled down, and 2-putted for a 6 on the opening hole. It's pretty normal for me, actually. Let's go over to number 2. It's a shorter par 4 as well, only being 340. It's usually driver or wedge, but I decided to lay back and hit the hybrid because I wasn't feeling that good yet. Hit the hybrid like crap, kind of like leaned back when I hit it and just kind of sliced it across the fairway. And it stayed in the fairway, luckily. So it was 8-iron range. Wind a little bit into the face. I hit it like perfect, like I flushed it. It landed about 3 feet from the hole, one hopped, and just stopped right next to the divot, and was able to tap that in for a birdie. Hole 3, I finally pulled a driver, and as you can see there, I only hit it 220. Kind of sliced that one too. Just leaning back and sky sliced it. Just off the fairway, hit a sand wedge. Just didn't quite make it there. Probably should have clubbed up. Landed a little short of the green. Tried to do a little more of a running type of chip with my sand wedge, but I just carried it too far. Like carried it past the hole, and it rolled off the back of the green. So I had to chip it back down, and then 2-putted from there to make another 6. Par 5. This is the longest hole on the course, I believe, or close to it. Or it's like one of the hardest difficulties, at least. Hit driver, did that slice thing again. Then I hit the 3-wood from there. I was in the fairway. Hit it over the trees, as you can see where the dotted line goes. Ended up in the bunker right next to the green. The guy was playing actually holed out from the bunker for a birdie. So my partner holed out for birdie, so I was pitching my third out from the sand. Trying to get it close so I could make birdie, which I did. I knocked it to like 10 feet, but I missed that putt and made par. So at this point, I believe we are tied, match play wise. So this par 3, I hit pitching wedge and just kind of let it like drifted left, if anything, and hit the rocks and bounced into the water. So I hit it again, knocked it to 10 feet, and 2-putted for a 5. Number 6 is a short par 4, 286. On a good day, I can get it hole high with the driver. Today, I don't know if the ball was just not carrying far or what, because I hit this one on the screws. Just ended up short of the green, pitched up two putted for par. Same thing on 7. Just did not get it far down there, and I hit it pretty solid. Just pitched up, made 2 putt for par. And then over here on 8, it's the long par 3. It's usually about 180 or so. Hit 6 iron, just hit it way above the hole. So probably had a 35-footer coming back down for birdie. I was able to 2-putt that for a par. At this point, this is when Evan and I had the match sealed up, so we were talking on the tee of 9. We were trying to get the low net score for a team, because that wins a little bit of money. So I was just trying to hit a 3-wood down the middle, but in my back of my mind something said, just crush this, and I topped it, and you can see where that number 2 is. That's where I hit my second shot from, and hit it straight out of bounds from the rough, straight into that area on the right where the greenskeeper stuff is, and then I just kind of made my way down there to a big old 7 to finish around with a 43 plus 8. So you'll see here that I have my scorecard. You can see it hole by hole, with the handicaps and the pars, and the yardage. As you can see, it's not that long. We do play from the blues instead of the blacks in this league. And then my driving distance, so you can see that hole by hole. It doesn't show the par 3s because what do you need the par 3s for? And I hand wrote which clubs I used for each hole. And then finally you can see my round details here. Played 9 holes, scored a par 8 over. Longest drive was only 252, but you can see I hit a good percentage of fairways and greens this time and did not have to take too many putts there.